Hey Scorpio, welcome to Wild Pearl Tarot. Today we're going to be doing your timeless Oracle and Tarot reading. And we're going to start with Oracle, asking what's coming towards you at the time of viewing this. Only take what resonates, what empowers you. That's what this channel is all about. And it's also about lifting each other up. So if you'd like for me to pray for you, if you'd like other people, Scorpios and cross-watchers alike, to pray for you on this channel, that's what we like to do. Lifts us up to lift you up. Say hi in the comments section or even leave an emoji. Feel free to share what you're going through. Just leave something that represents your energy that we can focus on. All right, so we start with a message. Contemplation, listen carefully. So this is how you make this mudra. There's a hand gesture that empowers the affirmation. And this is the hand gesture. I love that it's got all these musical notes behind it. It says, this is the Sky Mudra. The Shunya Mudra alleviates neck and ear problems of all kinds. In acute cases, maintain this mudra as long as necessary, and in chronic cases, perform it 4 times daily for 10 minutes. The affirmation goes like this: the music of the spheres shows me the goodness and perfection of the universe. That music as a healing effect has been best demonstrated with research using Mozart's compositions. Listen to your favorite Mozart song and unwind. Let your lower jaw hang loose. If this makes you salivate more, that just means that the relaxation process has succeeded well. In addition, the production of more feel-good hormones is stimulated. Keep your thoughts from wandering too far, Scorpio. Let your attention dwell completely on the music. That's perfect for Scorpio. All right, you guys. So interesting. It's talking about listen carefully, contemplation. We'll see if the Hermit card comes out. But so that energy, it alludes to what you will discover when you are in that quiet place, right? Have you ever been in a place where, you know, you've felt very peaceful and you're relaxing and all of a sudden a solution to a problem pops up or an idea occurs, right? So that is within that state of contemplation as well. All right, what's coming towards my Scorpio? What do they need to know at this time? Please make it clear. What's coming towards my Scorpio? We only take the cards that fly out for you and we respect where they lie. So if they go out and if they fly out in reverse, then that's how we read them. So we start with 3 cards. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun card. Love that. So it just basically kind of blankets the whole reading with a positive light. We start with sticking up for yourself. This is standing by your convictions and fighting off any doubts, whether they're internal or they're outside of you, successfully. We have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Queen of Cups. These are 2 different individuals. The Queen of Cups is oftentimes connected to the water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer, because the Queen of Cups is notorious for thinking and making their decisions from the heart, from a place of empathy, compassion. They're nurturers by nature. And we have the Queen of Wands. Now, this is not connected to the gender of the people, but they are representative of people. The Queen of Wands is, I want to say, a stately queen. I've watched way too much Bridgerton, you guys. I've been calling my friends, my lord. Like, sorry, my lord. I know, I'm a dork. But anyway, stately queen. Don't know why that came up to mind, but she's very confident. She runs by her instincts. She's a straight shooter. Well, no, I want to say she can be, but she's definitely a very confident queen. She doesn't mind getting attention. She's a straight shooter in terms of making her visions work out. She can be very influential. What's the word I'm looking for? She can be very, she can talk people into things, not in a sneaky way. She's upside down, yes, in a sneaky way, but she, yeah, let's just go on with your reading. I'm really getting caught up on that. Who are these? What's the relationship between these 2 people? Somebody's leaving something behind that at one point they cared a lot about, but they'd rather kind of discover what's in the unknown rather than stick around. This oftentimes has to do with relationships, has to do with things that, or endeavors that are creative or passion driven. So somebody male or female, anybody in between. It doesn't have to be a woman just because, or somebody who identifies as a woman because the two queens are here. But somebody is kind of moving on with our lives here, and something is getting rejected. What is this that is getting rejected here? And I know rejection is a strong word, and it's a triggering word, but this is basically apathy. It's just disinterest in an offer here, and it's moving on. There has been, I think, an argument that's occurred between these two individuals. Somebody feels very much I think it's you. For most of my Scorpios, some of you guys are cross watchers, and of course roles can be reversed, but I do think that the majority of my listeners, this is my Scorpio who is sticking by their convictions. They believe in how they feel about something, and they're not taking an offer of some sort. Flipped. Yeah, no. I thought that card was flipped and it wasn't. Yeah, so this is like totally manifesting something new. Bonus points to anybody who recognizes that bird call. I want to look it up and see what bird that means. You know how like totem animals and stuff, we've got a really awesome raven that sometimes helps me with the readings. I want to know what that is. I wish I knew. I feel like a dork that I live out here and I don't know what that bird is. But I want to look up the meaning of that bird, because something happened when I held up that magician card. That bird went off at the same time. Magician card here. Let's look at this, Scorpio. Headed towards the hills, taking on the unknown. I'd rather turn on my heel away from something I cared about very much, represented by these cups here, and head off into the direction of my intuition, the moon encompassing the sun, my happiness and intuition. Remember that you did have the sun underneath the deck. So this is blanketing the whole reading, and you're good to go, Scorpio light, you're okay. But it's around kind of a disagreement or something you felt very right about in your convictions. And I think you're apathetic, you're disinterested, and maybe it's a solution to something that you just don't really want, or it's a sorry, it's an apology that you're just not really interested in. Either way, you're not really interested in sticking around. And this person isn't, and then making something new. Well, what is this? The Magician card comes with enthusiasm, maybe not at first, but as one gains momentum, there is kind of an excitement about what you're building and what you're manifesting here. So let's move on with the reading. Where are we headed? Let's ask that, Scorpio. What's next for Scorpio? For Scorpio, no one else. What's next for Scorpio? Okay. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands. Oh, well, there's your sunshine, baby. Well, somebody's coming towards you, Scorp. Somebody who's enthusiastically coming towards you. There's your sunshine. This is attaching themselves to this messenger. They have something they want to approach you with, and it's something very passionate. Let's talk about it some more. What is this passionate? Now, if you guys are actually, if this is a love situation and that's the context in which you're listening to this in, then I would say that this is a passionate, this could be, you know, a one night stand. If you don't want one night stands, just be aware of this person, because they're very passion driven, very confident. They can be very attractive. But if it's not romantic, I don't want to force you into that box, because it's still a very strong message. Same message, just different context. So let's keep it open. But tell me more about this Knight of Wands for my Scorpio. Oh, well, it's a partnership regardless. Doesn't have to be a love partnership, but if it is, this is like a soulmate, boo. The Two of Cups, I can hold this up here forever because I love this card. You know, if it's not love we're talking about, let me give you another example of this kind of relationship. This would be a Paul McCartney, John Lennon relationship. I've used that example before because it's equal give and take. It's equal sacrifice, reciprocity. They're both holding a cup, right? So they come to the table with love for themselves. They come to the table with a respect for themselves. It's not one person waiting for the other person to give them the only cup they have. No, they both have something to offer. And what does that mean? It means you both have been through some life events. You've both evolved to the point where you can actually recognize in each other what you can appreciate. So whether it's love or it's a work partnership, same, it's respect. So let's just take a moment and look at all this. Because you stick by your convictions, you believe in yourself, these events happen, they unfold, where despite anybody's attempts to get you to stay, you are moving forward in your life. And the thing is, I will say with Scorpios, by reputation, if you cross their loyalty, you're lucky if they ever come back. I'm just going to say that for a few of you guys. But either way, this positions you in a really inventive place. So this is a great time to make those vision boards, if you like to do that. I don't know why I had to say it that way, but those vision boards, it's a great time to kind of like, if you've been putting something off, whether it's, calling a certain friend and going out because you haven't been out for a while, or it's picking up ceramic classes, or going to a new gym, or getting a side hustle, a side job, whatever it is. This is a really great time to reinvent your life, or reinvent your character, who you are. And as you move forward in it, you're going to grow more and more, I think, enthusiastic, more and more creative, and you're also going to be drawing in this energy of the Knight of Wands, somebody who's very passionately drawn towards you. I wouldn't be surprised if they say something to the tune of, I feel like I've known you before, or man, it's like I've been waiting for you to come into my life, something like that. Tell me, because I love this so much, tell me a little bit more. I will say the World card underneath the deck, this person could be a little distance from you. They could be different from you. They could have a different skin color. They could be from a different country, but it's just underneath the deck. I just want to take it as a footnote. Tell me more about this Knight of Wands for my Scorpio. Okay, tell me about the Two Swords. My speech has been so... Been tripping over my words. Oh boy. And so while sorry about the freaking diesel truck, y'all. I mean, outdoors, I can't change much. But so while this person might be saying to you, wow, I've been waiting for you to come into my life. Where have you been all my life? Type of thing. You might be saying, oh my gosh, you're here to complicate my life, aren't you? But in a good way. It's going to be kicking you into action. It's going to be kicking you out of this place of maybe quiet sanctuary inward, as you've been kind of reinventing yourself and realigning yourself with what you want. Here comes this this Knight of Wands, and carrying this big passionate wand for you, and you're going to be humming and hawing a little bit. Well, when that happens, and that's very natural, because you're coming out of this kind of quiet, kind of sleep and beauty place. So when that happens, I just want to say what's going to feel the best is anything that is solid, routine, your job, anything with the Queen of Cups energy, things that you can nurture, watering your plants, your routines, feeding your cats, fixing your car, little things that you pay attention, that you put your energy into, that give you a sense of control, because it is exciting. But there's this element of like, oh no, what's this Two Swords? You're like, I have to make a decision here. So tell me one more. Look at that. Me opening a can of worms near the end of the reading. We have to know. We have to find out. So there is something that's destabilizing about this offer and this passion that's coming towards you. For some of you guys, and only some, this is not meant to trigger you, but it could be somebody who's giving you an opportunity, somebody from your past, to kind of, or they're reminding you of something that you had tried to put an end to. That's just a few of you guys. And in that moment, you feel really kind of blindsided, and still the advice is the same. Anything in your stable world, anything in your material world to give you stability is going to help. Give me. Why is this too? Okay, yeah. So it's just, what? It's not a bad fear. It's a good fear, but it's a vulnerability. This person coming towards you with so much passion, knowing what they want, it's going to trigger you in the best way, but in the ways that bring up your vulnerabilities, and they show you what you want and what you are scared of. That's what these things are meant for, right? And side note, if you've never checked out attachment types, it's fascinating, because this might not apply to you. Your attachment type could be anything, but in this reading, it's almost like an avoidant attachment situation where somebody comes towards you, but because of some past experiences in partnership, your reaction is not like, whoa, I'm so flattered, yes, that's an offer, I'll jump in. It's more like alarms, like, okay, I could get hurt right now, I feel vulnerable, and that's not a bad thing. It's those things happen to show you what you want sometimes. So in that context, think it over, take your time. You don't have to make a move right away, but this is just there to also show a mirror up to you, show a mirror up to you, and to show you where your vulnerabilities are, where your fears are, specifically about maybe abandonment, the Five of Pentacles, the Moon card, where you feel the least stable, the Four of Wands upside down, the Death card, what has been left unresolved inside of you regarding a past ending. So for some of you guys, very few of you guys, this is somebody maybe coming back, wanting to rekindle things, but that's not really the majority. The majority is, whatever this is, whether it's even romantic or outside of the context of it's just partnership, it is either way revealing to you a vulnerability. And that is beautiful, because once you see something, then you get to choose. You have the choice and the control, the power to do with what you want. Do with that truth how you will. How would they say it on Bridgerton? I don't I need to stop watching that show. It's confusing me. How do I speak English? Yeah, so you get the picture. Anyway, I'm sending you off with love and light. I hope that was helpful. Please hit the like button, consider subscribing, join the family, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.